Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Here are some more questions from kriyavans on practice of Kriya Yoga. In total there are 5 questions from 5 different persons. Some questions has 2-3 parts. Now coming to the question 1. When we are doing a Kriya session, is it necessary to do Khechari Mudra continuously? Or can we just swallow saliva during Kriya session and do Khechari again? Normally, when a beginner is not able to keep Khechari all the time, keeping the tongue rolled back because feels strain. So natural that for beginners continuously keeping is not possible. But when there is secretions inside the mouth, one has to swallow it. So to swallow, one has to bring the tongue into normal position and then keep it back to it. Position of Khechari means back, tongue up and back. So you can do this. You can swallow saliva and then again keep the Khechari. So that is natural thing. Second question is, didn't Lahiri Baba teach originally to breathe from Muladhara to Medulla? Yes. He teach it from Muladhara to Medulla, but Medulla term is not used. Ajna Chakra term is used. Kutastha term is used. But nowadays people are writing Medulla. So it is there. Yes, he taught. Is this against scriptures or is Medulla part of Ajna Chakra? I don't know why this question comes. This is not against scriptures. In our ancient scriptures, Medulla is not written. That does it mean that someone now telling Medulla is against the scriptures? No. Or is Medulla is a part of Ajna Chakra? No. Medulla is not a part of Ajna Chakra. Ajna Chakra is actually not an Ajna Chakra or any chakra is not a physical structure. It is a subtle structure. It is in our brain and spine, all the chakras. So there are positions, locations. When we call about Ajna Chakra, actually we refer to the point between 2 eyebrows. Means this is the point to indicate. Like Visuddha, we say Kanthakupa. This is point to indicate. But it is in the spine. Inside the vertebral column there is spinal column, and inside the spinal column the chakras are there. Now coming to the Ajna Chakra, since question is about the Ajna Chakra, it is in the beginning of the medulla oblongata. That means from the midbrain, after the midbrain, when the medulla starts, that is the point. If we go further into the structure, medulla is having the cavity that is called 4th ventricle. Then the brain cavity is the 3rd ventricle. From 4th ventricle to 3rd ventricle there is a constriction-like space that is called cerebral aqueduct. So below that just cerebral aqueduct, that is the point we call Ajna Chakra. So from there medulla starts. This is a part of the medulla. Ajna Chakra actually at the upper portion of the medulla, just below the cerebral aqueduct, below the midbrain, below the pons, if you go by anatomy. So there is nothing wrong. It is not against scriptures. I think I have cleared it. Then third question. Also for beginner, is there is there any recommended maximum repetitions for Soham breaths? The ones where attention moving in spine, like in Kriya Pranayama? No. Normally we don't say that when you do Hamsa or Soham, people are writing Hong Sau. This is actually wrong pronunciation. It is Hamsa or Soham, not Hong Sau. That is, this is writing in a wrong way. So anyway, the Hamsa or Soham, if you exhalation is fast, then it is Hamsa. If inhalation is fast, then it is Soham. So when we are doing this, is it recommended maximum repetition? No. It is not recommended. Then you will be counting, go on counting. Your attention will be diverted to many things. Then that is also not needed. You can just, if you are a beginner, can just sit for some amount of time, may say for example 10 minutes, 15 minutes for a beginner. And normally a little advanced practitioner can sit for 2 hours even with Hamsa or Soham. So there is no recommendation because we are not, it is not a forceful breath. You are not putting your effort. You are doing it naturally. That is why there is no recommended number. In a way, we are doing 21,600 Hamsa breath or Soham breath in 24 hours. So then, why do it is? We are always doing. Hamsa is going on from birth to death. So it is going on. Then why you have to? There will be recommendation that you have to fix it this number, that number. Even if you fix, I suppose you fix 100 number or 500 number, is actually like that. It is always going on, always going on, always going on. You have to put attention. Even if you are doing, actively moving your attention, as you said, from spine, in the spine like Kriya, still then it is not recommended that you go on counting how many Hamsa I did. Hamsa actually a human being is doing 21,600 within 24 hours. Then fourth question, in Jyoti Mudra step, after breathing fully, should we also close the nostrils along with ears and eyes? Because I see some other gurus are also teaching such kind of practice. When some other guru is teaching, please ask them why you are asked to close the nose, what is the rationale behind it, or in which scripture it is recommended. So better to ask them. So I will not say that what other gurus are teaching. Only if you ask me that should we close the nostrils, I say no. Because in Kriyayoga practice, we don't hold our breath forcefully. Nowhere. Either it is done with the techniques or when breath is stopped, it is stopped in Kevala Kumbhaka. So when in Jyoti Mudra we are closing our ears, closing our eyes, we just keep our middle finger on the nostrils, near the nostrils, giving pressure here. Ring finger on upper lips, little finger on lower lips, with the thumb closing the ear. So you just give pressure to these facial nerves. We don't close the nostril. Yes, there may be some technique in some Hatha Yoga where they are closing, so better to ask them. Now, fifth question, can you go back to sleep after completing Kriya Yoga sadhana? Especially if we start at 3 aim in the morning and finish in an hour or two. Some people go to sleep. If you feel tired, you can go to sleep. But many practitioners, while they sleep, just after completing the Kriya practice, they have a lot of dreams. So you should be aware of this fact that there will be, in your case, there is every chance that there will be some dreams after Kriya practice. Now, how you will handle those dreams, it depends upon your practice of non-attachment to those things. If you can do that, then you can go to sleep. If you are not able to handle that, then better not to sleep. When you will become a practiced more, learn to handle them with non-attachment to the dreams, because it can be good, it can be bad. And then you can go to sleep when you practice non-attachment. So then sixth question, I said 5, no, there are total 6 questions. Okay. हरिओम गुरुजी, इट इज़ इन हिंदी. जब क्रिया योग के सारे क्रिया करके लास्ट में परमात्मा के आगे सिर झुकाते हैं तो मुझे सर भारी चक्कर सा महसूस होते हैं, प्लीज़ बताएं. Speaking that when after completing all the techniques of Kriya, I do bow down to the Paramatman, then I feel heaviness on my head and my head reels. Actually, it should not happen like this. First thing, when you have any such conditions, first check your health. Go to a doctor, see if there is blood pressure, high blood pressure or not you are suffering from. Normally after the meditation BP comes down, but if still you are having high blood pressure, if you have tensions, what is your age, if you have any other physical conditions, first you check that. Normally what happens when you practice and your prana comes off, some beginners are not able to hold that energy, so they feel happiness. That is natural for some beginners, not for all. It does not happen to all. For some it happens. Over the practice they are able to hold it and then they feel relaxed, they don't feel that heaviness. But while bowing down, if you are feeling heaviness, normally does not feel. In the beginning you can feel, but at the end if you are feeling, normally this does not occur. If you are a very new practitioner, just maybe after some days it will be normal, or better to show some doctor if you have some physical conditions. So these are the questions on today, and I think I have answered all of them. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.